Yo, what's up, everyone? Happy Monday. Thank you guys for being here, welcoming me back. As It is good to be back here in Pittsburgh, although I did have an amazing vacation. I am very out of it, very tired. My flight didn't land last night until close till 2 a.m. By the time I got to bed, it was very, very deep into the early morning and just kind of struggling to get my my life back in order. But it is good to be back with you guys for some more deplorable discussions here on 412 Productions. Jump in the chat, say hello. We'll do our roll call, and we'll get this show underway in about 5 minutes. But I see Q-Oys, Biden Suck Stuff, and Silbor over on V-Live. Good to see you guys over there. I see PNW Sasquatch, Due Diligence, and Joe Elaine over on Rumble. Hit that thumbs up on Rumble if you're watching over there, guys. Thank you for tuning in. And of course, the Comfy Bunker, pilled.net, the exclusive home for hour number 2 of today's show and every day's show. Floyd, Due Diligence in there first, double dipping today. What's up, Floyd? Good to see you, my friend. And happy belated birthday to Mr. Floyd. Turned 50 on Thursday last week. Obviously, we weren't live doing a show, but want to give all that birthday love to one of our most loyal viewers. Lightspear, Lance, how you doing? Joe Elaine modding the chat. We love you, Joe. Thank you so much. Kang Chris in the house. What's up, Chris? Good to see you, Patriot 714. Floyd with a Margarita Monday cookie. Thank you so much, Floyd, for kicking off the gold pills. D. Richard, good to see you. And yeah, glad to be back safe and sound as well. Delia in the house, working the Arizona primaries. Good to see you, Delia. We got R. Harrell out there. Good to see you, Barb Robbins. And Too Quick, Space Cookie, Don Ritchie, 17, Mad Joker. What's up, guys? Good to be with you all. Good afternoon, Mr. Gerardo, Tweety52, DX, Roy Stones and Bones over on the West Coast. Derp out there as well. Lucy Anders, great to see you. You see, I'm going to show the pics, Don Ritchie. I'll show a couple pics from vacation. Got quite a few. I got some up on Twitter already. I'll probably just show those ones, maybe one or two more. We'll see. Florida Mimi, how you doing? Lucy Anders, America Mission, D-Bar out there as well. Braves Pianist is glad to have you back. Adel, thank you for the cookie. It's great to be back. It's great to be back. It was a hell of a long weekend, and it went too quickly, but it is good to be back with you guys. Pat McFly, good to see you. Cali Patriot 14, welcome. And Kaz 1012, hey, Spazzo Yeti out there, good to see you. Big Willie, Sigurd Dragon Slayer, CK Whitehorse 180. How did you like that show, CK? Floyd says, thank you for the birthday love. Thank you for the can, Floyd. Cheers. And yeah, I hope it was great, man. Dave 75, welcome. Paul Thaddeus, Geneseppe. What's up, guys? Good to be with you all. I'm dragging ass today, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at the clock and I'm like, how am I going to get through 2 hours right now? I can barely complete a thought in my head. What a whirlwind the last few days has been. I'm gonna do my best though. I promise you guys a show today. I'm gonna do my best to struggle through a couple of hours with you all, but man. It will be a struggle. Zorton PR, thank you for the kids. Back from vacation. Yay, welcome back. It was so much fun, but it was absolutely exhausting. This wasn't a vacation where you sit back and relax and just chill at any point. I'll tell you more about it at the beginning of the official beginning of the show. And it was super fun. Thank you for the can, but man, was it an exhausting few days. Laura Y, repping the 412. Let's go, Laura. Great to see you. Duppy, Glass Wanda, great to see you guys. Zerme, and then hey, Molon Lave checking in from South Africa. Love to see it. What's up, Kaiman? Oratorio. Yes, I will show that video here a little bit too. Yeah, I climbed to the very top of Boulder, Colorado. The highest peak, or at least what I was told by a few people, was the very highest point you could climb to in Boulder, Colorado. I took the challenge. I decided to try it, and oh my God, what an experience that was. We'll talk about that a bit later. Best show of your life, wasn't it? Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to talk about that. Dread Quarters, good to see you. Sherry Pittsburgh says, welcome back. Glad you made the trip. Check that box. Yes. Susie Keen on a vacation to cover. You have no idea, Susie. Thank you for the cookie. But yeah, my legs are dead. They're shot. They're completely destroyed. Giucani, thank you for the shades. God bless. God bless you. Zorton PR, I need all the coffee in the world right now. I need any kind of stimulant I can get. Miss Maga, yeah, big hikes in Colorado. Ohio Kimmy, thank you for the cookie. Eagle Freedom in the house. Welcome, you guys. CB Joey. Oh, cool. We went to Amelia Island. I hope it was fun, CB Joey. And on Andrew, good to see you. Maxinon says, hey fam, thunderstorm is upon us, driving and lurking and dodging lightning bolts. Oh my. Pinata is raiding my channel. Oh, that sounds violent. The Gray Man, how you doing? Thanks, Pinata. I'll see you in a minute. All right, I gotta start the show. Mama Bear Patriot, good to see you out there. Dangleberry, welcome. Oh yeah, you like the shirt? You like the shirt? How about that? My new Max, or not Max, Rise. I thought my brain is shot. There you go. Rise attire. Holy crap. All right. Well, I can't deal with, there's just so many Raiders coming in. I just can't. That's going to end the roll call today. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you all tuning in. And we'll be right back in just a few minutes at the start of the show.
We will make America strong again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
y'all for tuning in. Patriots united, doing what we gotta do to win. Be evicted, the MS7, now we're moving in. And once we take over, we won't ever move again. Where we go on, we go all. I say it with pride. No, we won't run, we won't fall. We're right by your side. The demons have taken hold, but none of us will abide. Stand strong and stand bold, that's how we'll survive. 412 is the production. Monday through Friday, deplorable discussions. We're making it hard for the deep state to function. Every time they switch up the narrative, we debunk it. Adol Nero is the power that's controlling the plight. With all the patriots behind them, cause we're all in this fight. So many rhyme for so long, but we're giving them sight. Trapped in the world of darkness, but we're bringing them light. You may even find yourself in a different life. A lot of us have, and honestly, that's perfectly fine. Because exactly where you are at this moment in life is where you're supposed to be at this moment in time. It's all by design, the patriots are holding the line. They must have lost theirs, thinking they're controlling our minds. So many trapped in mental prisons don't know they're confined. They're just slaves in the system till the roles are assigned. That's sad, the good news is that we're waking them up. They have monopolies on minds, but we're breaking them up. Everything you thought was news, they were making it up. When we ascend, all the tyrants won't be making the cut. Let them all burn in the hellscape they create. We the people already mapped out our escape. We hold each other by the hand as we all elevate and go to a different place. They can never get chased. When I look into the future, I can see that it's bright. When this history is written, they will see that we're right. We formed our own community and the circle is tight, but I expand the circle with every word that I write. The pen is sharper than the sword when you wield it with might. Why do you think they try to kick us off all the sites? These people hate America, punish us out of spite. We are the beacons of hope in the darkness of night. So let's go, strap in, yeah, get ready for the ride. Watch the water, we're witnessing the turning of the tide. Feel the passion and the fire that you got burning inside. Take the narrative they're feeding you and turn it to the side. We're alerted to the lies, replacing with the truth. We know the plan they devised, they're invading the youth. Now we're only sending vibes, just start raising our boots. These demons all weaponized. Now we're raising our troops, now we're raising the roof and sounding the alarm. Remember that it's always darkest before the dawn. Life is a game of chess, they want to use you as a pawn. You're only useful until you're not useful, then you're gone. But not us, we're on the right team where we belong. Everybody is invited, so come follow along. We refuse to say things are right, knowing they're wrong. Adol Nero, take the mic and take flight, cause it's on.
And now, straight from the Steel City, it's your host, 412 Adol Nero.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Happy Monday. It is great to be back after a wild vacation out in Colorado. I hope you guys are having a wonderful start to your week. I hope the rest of last week was fun. I have no idea what's going on in the world. I completely disconnected from the news and all of it while I was out there. So hopefully we'll all catch up on some things together today. But anyway, my name is Adol Nero. It is July 29th, 2024. It is a beautiful Monday here in Pittsburgh. Hanging out with me today is my good friend Drunk Pinata. Pinata, how you doing, man? How's your week going so far?
Pretty good. My computer is cooperating, and it sucks because I had problems with it all last week, and then all of a sudden over the weekend it works just fine. And now I have an IT specialist coming on and saying, "Hey, can I check out, see what the problem is?" I'm like, "It's actually working now," and I'm afraid to shut it off and open it back up because it's working, and I need to get this thing done. And I'm like, "Get back. Let me talk to you later this afternoon when I get done with this thing, and then we can try to poke around on it because then that won't matter as much." But I hate that when you're like it's not working, it's not working. You're waiting, and all of a sudden something works, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, can I help you?" And so that's been my day,
Yeah, that is annoying.
along with learning a new word. Weird. You, JD Vance and Trump are just weird.
So what
This is coming from the left. The left is trying to say that JD Vance, he's just weird. He's just weird, guys. Meanwhile, they do this. They say JD Vance, these guys are just weird. JD Vance and his Project 2025 weirdos want to control your bedroom. Will you let them? And so they spent all weekend with this whole, if they're just weird. And why are they doing that? Because, and they're also saying, you ever seen Donald Trump laugh? Donald Trump doesn't ever laughs. We just bring back the laughter. And why are they doing this? Because why? It's pretty obvious. Kamala Harris is weird. and she has a weird laugh, and she apparently has some sort of issues. There's a guy that did some deep dive research that I saw over the weekend that went on Jimmy Dore's show and showed that she has an estranged relationship with her father. So you're getting a woman with daddy issues, and obviously doesn't know how to handle herself in social situations. So you have an awkward feminist cat lady with daddy issues. What could go right at that point? But here's what this is an ad. This is a real thing. They just put this out from a super PAC for Kamala Harris's campaign. So after they weird all weekend. This is what they produced.
Us MAGA Republicans banned abortion, but that's just the start.
That's just the start.
If Trump gets elected, we want the government involved in all aspects of your sex life.
Way more involved.
Way more involved.
When you have sexual intercourse, it should be illegal to use contraception. No pills, no condoms.
Your genitals are reserved for procreation.
If you freeze 12 eggs, you should be required to have 12 babies, or else you're a serial killer. And I'm definitely not a serial killer.
Are you?
My son monitors my porn usage to make sure I'm not self-pleasuring.
Just like Speaker of the House Mike Johnson. That's true, you can look it up.
Don't you think that's normal?
Yeah, I do.
It's normal for your son to do that.
You should have a family member monitor your porn use too.
Because pleasuring yourself is very, very naughty.
I'm voting in November.
I'm voting in November. We're all voting in November. Are you?
Because what happens in your bedroom is up to me.
Is up to me and my son. Also, mouth stuff is a sin.
What the fuck was that? That's not real.
Now, because it's from a super PAC, it's not authorized by a candidate, but they spent all weekend propagandizing everybody about this whole word weird. So it's authorized.
Huh.
They're going to meme themselves out of a campaign within a week at this point in time. Between the Mr. Reagan thing, did you see that?
No.
You have to see this because this is extremely important. So this is a huge. Elon Musk has penned this to his page, and so that was basically everyone saw it. So they're going to meme themselves
I'm still processing what you just played. That is insane.
Well, and look at what they did in trying to portray Republicans as repugnant. They had to use repugnant Democrats to do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't get it. They don't understand what they're doing because they can't meme.
So what's this Reagan thing, Mr. Reagan thing?
So this is, well, you'll understand what it is in a minute.
I, Kamala Harris, and your Democrat candidate for president, because Joe Biden finally exposed his senility at the debate. Thanks, Joe. I was selected because I am the ultimate diversity hire. I'm both a woman and a person of color. So if you criticize anything I say, you're both sexist and racist. I may not know the first thing about running the country, but remember, that's a good thing if you're a deep state puppet. I had 4 years under the tutelage of the ultimate deep state puppet, a wonderful mentor, Joe Biden. Joe taught me rule number 1, carefully hide your total incompetence. I take insignificant things and I discuss them as if they're significant. And I believe that exploring the significance of the insignificant is in itself significant. Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time, and there is such great significance to the passage of time. Another trick is trying to sound black. I pretend to celebrate Kwanzaa, and in my speeches, I always do my best Barack Obama impression. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type. And okay, look, maybe my work addressing the root causes of the border crisis were catastrophic, but my knowledge of international politics is truly shocking. The United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea. It is an alliance that is strong and enduring. And just remember, when voting this November, it is important to see what can be unburdened by what has been. And by what has been, I mean Joe Biden. Do you think the country went to over the past 4 years? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh man, no, that's good. That's hilarious.
And I've been busy over the weekend. I don't even think Dilly's team has even got a real shot at crack at this yet. Like I think again, I don't know. Maybe they put a bunch of stuff out over the week. I just missed it, but all right, because I just wasn't paying attention. But I'm just saying that's outside of that other team.
Holy smokes. That's I mean the difference in the quality of memes right there back to back. It just shows you, right? The left really has no idea what they're doing on this battlefield. Where did they air that on TV? That first one you played? Like, where is that?
It's right now. It's just on Twitter.
Okay.
But yeah. They're
That's so funny.
They're going to call like I said, they're going with this whole weird thing, and yet do they even understand that this is what most Americans think is weird?
Phenomenon. You know it.
Indeed, I do. Phenomenon.
Yeah, they chose a weird a weird attack angle going with the word weird. I mean, these people,
considering how strange and weird they are, it's projection. And this is because they know that there's an insecurity with Kamala and her social interaction and the fact that she is weird and she acts strange, and so they're pushing that on as projection. Everything they've done so far is just non sequitur and projection. Or the first 2 days was all about, you can't say anything, you bigot, racist, sexist. That was the first 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Then it became into, look at this groundswell of support from all these individual donations from Act Blue, which we know is not individual donations. Then it became, well, we're not astroturfing at all. So over the weekend it was, hey, it's organic. What do you mean? This is impossible to manufacture. It's impossible to manufacture. It's organic and it's impossible to manufacture.
Hi there, everyone. We made it to Friday. It's 4 o'clock in the East. What a marvelous and organic thing. We're talking about enthusiasm, especially in politics. Desperately tricky to generate, impossible to manufacture.
CIA, back in the day, did this experiment where they placed 18 people in a room. 17 of those people were actually CIA agents, and one of them was just an unwitting member of the public. So imagine they pick you, you think that you're going into a room with 17 other people who are from the street just like you, but in reality, those 17 other people are agents, and they are conducting an experiment on you. So the person that was running the experiment showed every single person in the room a picture of a triangle. It was very clearly a picture of a triangle, and he asked every person in the room to simply state what they saw on the picture. Well, despite it clearly being a triangle, all of the agents were instructed to say square. So imagine you're in this room, 17 other people, you think that you're all off the side of the street, and they start going around, and everyone says, oh, what is that? A square, a square. What do you see? A square, a square, a square, a square. Well, by the time it gets to you, and you're the 18th person, you're going, oh, am I crazy? I see a triangle. And guess what that 18th person said? Well, they said square, because they didn't want to be the crazy person in the room. Really think about the implications of that experiment. That is exactly how the media works. They are the agents in the room that are repeating square, 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 until you're supposed to just completely abandon reason and just join them and say, yeah, no, totally, that's a square.
Vice President Harris is a girl from Oakland who went to Howard University, became San Francisco DA, California Attorney General, and then a United States Senator. A 59-year-old former prosecutor now running against, as she described, Donald Trump in a statement this week, a 78-year-old criminal. It's that kind of fearlessness that has Democrats all over the country jumping in to help Vice President Kamala Harris become President Harris in November. In just 6 days, her campaign has raised more than $126 million, a number that is bound to climb higher after this weekend. One of the ways she's amassed this stockpile is through grassroots efforts. Thousands of regular people breaking Zoom daily in their enthusiasm to win with Kamala. Black men, South Asian women, South Asian men, white women, LGBTQ Americans, Latinas, everybody. There's even white dudes for Harris call on Monday. This kind of enthusiasm can't be manufactured.
So just in the past few days, Democrats have kind of organically settled on a new attack line against Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. Basically, these guys are just plain weird.
Wow. Can't be manufactured. It's impossible.
Which means it's totally manufactured, obviously.
It's not a joke.
Yeah.
These people are so pathetic. I just can't help but laugh at this point. Like, it's just so cartoonish anymore. You just keep waiting for the normies to catch up and see how contrived and absurd this all is themselves. I don't know. It's crazy.
And the other thing over the weekend is that they said that Donald Trump wants to end voting altogether.
Oh, I've seen this. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's just ridiculous. So they're taking everything out of context. I mean, what is the one thing that you could say about Trump and what he always talks about? What would it be? Is that the elections are rigged? That's the number one on both sides. They would say, you could probably argue that that's the topic he talks about the most. The elections are rigged. And what does he always say about that? Same day voting, paper ballots, voter ID. Right? That's what he's saying. And so the implication, obviously, when he said, we need you to vote now, is that we need to overwhelm the system with numbers. After that, and we get in, then we can fix it so that we don't have to do it in such a large volume way. It'll be transparent, and we will win elections based upon free and fair elections. But of course, but because of the way you have to take an extra step of thought process, the left is not willing or well, unable to do. So, and they know that about the left. And so the people that push the propaganda for that purposely take it out of context because they know that based upon the priming and framing that they already have around Trump, that they can make their people believe anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a remarkable thing. But yeah, it's insane.
It really is.
I had a teleprompter or a bullet gator in my chat over the weekend, and I think they came in from Twitch, and they thought, oh, you just have 5 people watching, and so I put the link over there in Rumble, and we got like 300 people, and they just completely just mocking this guy because this guy thinks it's like, oh, it was a staged thing. He didn't have blood, and then when he got up, he had blood. He must have cut his ear with a razor blade, like they do in wrestling, or that that this guy thinks that just because that Trump shows up on the Epstein flight logs from going from Palm Beach to New Jersey, 1 or 2 times when his plane was messed up, and so he was just catching a ride. And did you know that Ghislaine Maxwell owns a yacht and that she owns Terramar, the submarine thing? So therefore, Donald Trump went to Epstein Island. I'm like, what? So there's completely the people that are on the left that are completely deluded about Trump. And then the other thing that person was saying was that, well, Donald Trump obviously had to kill Epstein.
Right.
just the blue anon conspiracies, and I have to wonder, is what it must have been like for other people to hear about like the QAnon stuff. Now I understand that there's different levels of evidence here. There was actual evidence for the QAnon thing, but there's no evidence here. And so and even then, what it was, obviously, we don't need to go into a larger debate on it. But what it was a net positive, whatever it was. And so we don't have to. Not everyone in the chat or anybody else. No one has to agree about any legitimacy of it. Whatever. The point is that it was a net positive. Got people into where we are now, very, very politically active, which is what's needed to actually have this level of change that we're hoping to bring insanity back to our politics. So, but
Yeah.
anyway, I can see how that people could draw that comparison about like, man, what are you talking about? But wow.
Yeah. That's the stuff around the fake assassination attempt, or as they're trying to say, is that whole the fact that they're even going there is crazy. Trying to say it's staged, that's crazier than anything we've put out there.
But they can't, for their minds, they can't think that he would have the wherewithal, because for them he's a demented idiot.
Yep.
And
No,
so they just clashes. It's cognitive dissonance 101. It clashes against it. He can't possibly have done some XYZ because of ABC that I've been told.
Yep. No, that's 100% right. That's 100% right. All right, let's take care of our sponsor here before we go too much further. And let's see here. Our sponsor today is earthgardenbotanicals.com. We love Earth Garden, run by our friend Jolene up in Montana. Amazing products like CBD and hemp products. The ingredients for them are all locally and organically grown on small Montana farms. Check out the CBD oil tinctures and amazing flavors like orange ginger bergamot, huckleberry, cinnamon bliss, cherry, peppermint, or unflavored. There's CBD oil for pets. There's Delta 8 R&R nighttime gummies to help you get a good night sleep. They got a topical cream. It's an arnica salve for your sore joints and muscles. You could get that with or without CBD infused. Check out the elderberry tonic to boost your immune system. Fire cider to clear your sinuses. Get the white pine needle extract or the sunshine and pine needle tea to help detox the body. And of course, the critter juice, all natural insect repellent, amazing stuff to help keep the mosquitoes away. Smells good, doesn't feel oily and gross on your skin. 10% off using promo code 412. So go to earthgardenbotanicals.com. Say hi to Jolene for us and load up your cart. Use that promo code again, 412 at checkout for 10% off your order. All right. So before we get in more political talk, thought I'd give you guys a little recap of my time in Denver. It was an awesome Denver, Colorado. We were all over that general area, but it was a super fun weekend. Flew in early Wednesday morning, met up with one of my best friends who was flying in from Philly. So our flights both landed around the same time. Spent the day just kind of getting situated, getting the rental car, getting supplies, a little grocery shopping, getting checked into the Airbnb. And then we had the first night, the first concert at Red Rocks. And if you've never been to Red Rocks, it is absolutely amazing experience to see a show there. It's surreal, absolutely surreal. So the first night it was Little Stranger, Tribal Seeds, and then Stick Figure headlining the show. And it was an amazing first night. So the concert was 2 nights. On the second night, there was a huge surprise. I could not believe it. On the second night, guess who showed up to randomly play a surprise set? Again, not originally on the bill. None other than Sublime shows up to play an hour set, and it was super cool. It was Brad Lee's son Jacob playing, fronting the band. It was one of his first shows as their lead singer, taking over for Rome. So I got a little video clip here. You could see the mountains and the city off in the background and get a vibe for what it's like to see a show at Red Rocks. Check this out. So it was absolutely incredible. I have another video from later in the night. This is during the Stick Figure set. They're just kind of jamming out. The lights were going crazy. I just thought it was a really cool scene. So I'll play a little bit of this for you guys. You could just see it's such a production up there, huge crowd. And again, it's just you can't even really describe the venue with words. It's just such a different kind of place to see a concert. But then also we did a bunch of really cool hikes and went all over Boulder, checking out the different sites and scenes. I'll show you some pictures and some videos from that. Let me go share my screen again. So here's a few that I put on Twitter. It's me and my buddy who I went out there with. This was on Mount Green or Green Mountain. I can't remember if it's Mount Green or Green Mountain. Not the highest point out there, but definitely a hell of a climb up this mountain. This was near the summit, not quite at the summit, but we had taken quite a long ways up there. This was on Mount Galbraith, I believe. This was the second night we were there. We had an epic view of the city and just this vast, sprawling scene at the top of Mount Galbraith. This one was on Walker's Ranch Loop, I believe. We kind of went off the trail a bit and found this little rock formation overlooking the mountains. And I risked life climbing out on that little ledge there to get that like full panoramic view of it all. My buddy snapped a picture of me while I was out there on the mountain. That's the same video I showed you guys at the show. And then this one here I'm super proud of. So the highest point in Boulder is called Bear Canyon Peak. To get up there, you have to climb essentially 2.5 miles straight up. Like it's a 2.5 mile climb, almost 3 mile climb, where you are literally every step like you're lifting your leg up to like your waist. It was one of the most challenging hikes I've ever did. And when you get to the top, I'll try to find another picture of it, but to get to the actual summit, there's no trail. You actually have to start climbing, like doing a rock scramble, which was incredibly nerve-wracking. So to get up to this point, to this video I'm about to show you guys, I'm literally standing on this ledge that's like slanted at an angle. I'm wobbly. That's why my camera work isn't very good, is because I'm terrified I'm going to fall off this thing. And I mean, this isn't like fall and break your leg. This is fall and you're dead. And I'm terrified I'm going to drop my phone or any of the stuff I have on me. So you could tell I'm wobbly and shaking and just completely out of my element here, but I had to do it. I had to try it, and it was super rewarding. I've never seen a view like this. But it took me about 2.5 hours to climb this ridiculous mountain, and this was the scene from the very top of it. So I eventually stood where this guy's standing right here and kind of did like a full, like 360 and just got that full view in. But to stand where he was standing and like balance with my phone and everything, trying to take a video, my legs were so wobbly, man. My adrenaline was pumping so hard. But man, was it cool. You can hear me hyperventilating. So this is the ridge. You have to climb. You can see this guy climbing up on it. So you have to climb all along this ridge. It's super narrow. And again, you misstep on either side and you are tumbling a long, long, long ways down. So I climbed out on there, managed to get my phone in my pocket to take that little video, and then went right back in. I sat there for about 20 minutes, just kind of taking it in, catching my breath, and then back down the mountain. Overall, it was about a 9-mile loop to go up and down and get back to where I started, but absolutely gorgeous. And I have a bunch of other pictures, a bunch of other places we went, but those were some of the highlights. But that was it right there, man. Climbing up to the peak of that mountain was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had. Drenched in sweat, absolutely exhausted. I mean, that was the very last hike we did too. Um, that was the very last hike we did too. So I was like, just when I started that hike, my legs were already exhausted. I was already very, very tired. But I couldn't leave there without at least attempting to climb the highest mountain. And well, I survived it. So we did all that in a matter of a few days. I climbed that mountain yesterday morning, and then went straight from there to the airport. Got down to the base of the mountain, hopped in the rental car, took it back to the place, and went straight to the airport. Essentially, after all that, and here I am. So I'm exhausted. My body feels absolutely battered. You can see my shins. I've got cuts and scrapes all over them from climbing, all over the place. But it was all worth it. It was all worth it. The soreness, the exhaustion, all of it. It was worth the experience. So hopefully I recover here quickly over the next couple of days and feel back to normal. But yeah, that was my trip to Boulder. So thank you guys for humoring me while I shared some of the sights and scenes from the week with you guys. Anyway, there you go. I'll look at the chat here. Yeah, it is breathtaking, star drops. You really can't capture what you see out there. Anyone that's ever been to like some of those more mountainous areas, you can take pictures of it. Like, you see the video, it looks impressive, but you can't take a video that accurately just gives you the same feeling of standing there and seeing those sights in person. It's like, if you ever looked at pictures of like the Grand Canyon, it's very common. You see pictures of the Grand Canyon, see pictures of the Grand Canyon, like, oh man, it's beautiful. Until you actually step up to the Grand Canyon in person and look at it, like, there's just no picture, there's no screenshot that can do it justice. And in Colorado, I gotta say, is very similar. It's just breathtaking how gorgeous it is out there. Filter Dog says you sounded a bit winded at the top. Oh, you have no idea. You have no idea. Every step felt like it was like my legs weighed like 300 pounds by the time I got to the top of it. Like I said, it was worth it. It was so worth it. Anyway, we can move on, but it was an amazing experience, from the concerts, the surprise Sublime set, which was super cool, all the way to the hiking and exploring the mountains of Boulder, Colorado. Yeah, it's something I definitely want to go and do again, or find more areas like that to explore, because it was just really fulfilling trip to just disconnect, get away, push myself physically, and just get to take in all the sights and scenes. It was super neat. It's difficult to capture grandeur in a camera. It's absolutely right, Filter Dog. It's very, very difficult. Anyway, what else did I miss the last few days? Drunk Pinata. I have articles and stuff I can get to, but I feel like I'm so far disconnected from everything that's been going on. I have not looked at the news at all since Tuesday, since we stopped doing the show. Anything else over the past 6-7 days going on that I should know about, Pinata? Any other narratives, talking points, situations that they've been driving at?
No, I think I caught you up. I mean, after they pulled Joe out and they put her in, the first 3 or 4 days was, you can't say anything about her at all, or you're a bigot, sexist, and misogynist, and racist too. Then it was all about the groundswell support, but then that kind of got taken down a notch too, with a lot of the Act Blue stuff coming out. So then they moved on to, well, it's totally organic and impossible to manufacture. Look at all these Zoom calls. But then people start looking at those and they're like, you get a bunch of windows that are repeated, the same people, and so now they have this other, everything's weird. JD Vance is weird. Donald Trump is weird. And again, just more projections. So you're pretty much caught up if you're to this point with what I already showed you.
Okay. The weird thing is, I think the best part of the whole thing that I missed, them going with this weird angle for JD Vance. The irony there, the projection there is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, his thing, he needs to figure out a little bit more about how to read, just reading a room, and it's just going to take a little practice with him. I think he has, I think he has the ability, but I can see why some of the things he thought would land didn't land. Like, he needs to let it go and not try to get the laugh, not try to get just talk. And then it'll come. Because I think right now he knows that maybe something worked in a smaller room and it's not working in different sized rooms. And so he just needs to stick to just what he's saying and not try to expect the same reaction now that he's the VP nominee. Like, he might have got a different reaction just because he was the senator as opposed to the VP pick, right? So I think he just has a couple of things to kind of shore up a little bit, I guess, so that they can't be as picky. But they are still being super nitpicky. I'm just saying it, and I am too. I'm just saying that if there's a couple of areas I think he could tighten up, and it wouldn't look like a gaffe or anything.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm sure he'll get more polished with time. He's relatively new to all this, and his rise has been pretty intense, going from basically nobody to a U.S. senator to the VP pick for Donald Trump within a span of a few years is pretty wild. So I'm sure that'll continue to get better over time. All right. Well, I got a bunch of stuff on the Trump assassination thing. So why don't we go ahead and run through some of that here while we have some time in hour number one. So I guess Christopher Wray came out at one point and breathed air into the shrapnel conspiracy theory as opposed to Donald Trump getting hit by a bullet. Is that true, Pinata? I don't.
Yeah, and then the FBI immediately had to come out and correct it.
Yeah, so that's what I have here is an
because all your teleprompter gators and your bullet gators, they were saying, "Oh, look, even the FBI doesn't think he was hit by a bullet." Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, so here it is. FBI confirms Trump was struck in ear by bullet during assassination attempt. So the FBI on July 26 clarified that former President Donald Trump was hit by a bullet or a bullet fragment during an assassination attempt in Pennsylvania earlier this month, after the FBI's director last week suggested that glass, shrapnel, or a bullet could have struck the former president's ear. During a congressional hearing on July 25th, FBI Director Christopher Wray told lawmakers that with regard to the shooting of former President Trump at a Butler, Pennsylvania campaign rally, there was some question about whether or not it's a bullet or shrapnel that hit his ear. However, the FBI confirmed on July 26 that the former president was wounded by a bullet. Quote, what struck the former president Trump in the ear was a bullet, whether whole or fragmented into smaller pieces, fired from the deceased subject's rifle, an FBI spokesperson said in a statement issued to the Epoch Times.
You know, it's the most ridiculous thing about this is that it was a bullet. And how do I know that? Because it was the first shot and someone was shot with that bullet behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And we know it was the first shot. So it's impossible for it to have been a fragment. And they know that.
Yeah. Yeah, they know that very well. They're trying to breathe some life into this idea of it being staged in some way, or it not be like they really want. They're trying to mitigate the heroic nature of Donald Trump, the bravery. They're trying to minimize the event itself because they know how powerful. I mean, this image right here that I'm wearing a shirt is, and I got an article about how they're suppressing this image. They know, and they took a shot and missed. They essentially solidified his legend and changed the perception of how a lot of people look at Donald Trump in the public. So yeah, I think that they're trying to put some of that genie back in the bottle with some of these things. Mr. Ray's comment drew controversy in Congress, with some House members later asking that he offer a statement to clarify his testimony. The former president's medical records about the shooting haven't been released to the public. Former President Trump, meanwhile, wrote on social media that it was a bullet that hit his ear, not glass or shrapnel. Quote, no, it was unfortunately a bullet that hit my ear and hit it hard. There was no glass, there was no shrapnel, the 45th president wrote on Truth Social on July 26th. The hospital called it a bullet wound to the ear, and that's what it was. After the shooting, former White House physician Representative Ronnie Jackson evaluated the former president's condition and determined earlier this month that a bullet struck his ear. Dr. Jackson released a statement on social media on July 26 in response to Mr. Ray's statement before Congress, saying that based on my direct observations of the injury and my significant expertise evaluating and treating patients with similar wounds, I completely concur with the initial assessment that was provided by doctors and nurses that the injury was a gunshot wound. Video footage of the rally shooting shows the former president's right hand whipping to his ear after loud popping noises could be heard. He then ducks to the ground as Secret Service agents rush to provide him cover. As he gets up, former President Trump's ear can be seen bloodied, and streaks of blood can be seen across his face. Following the assassination attempt, former President Trump had a bandage on his ear, including during his speech at the end of the Republican National Convention in mid-July. During that speech, he recounted the assassination attempt and said he was only alive because of the grace of God, of Almighty God. Photos of the video taken of the shooting show that former President Trump moved his head slightly to the right before the shot rang out. And it looks like there's just more backgrounds there. So there you go. It being cleared up. Thank you, FBI, for that. Now, here's this election interference. Google allegedly censoring search results on Trump's assassination attempt. Senators announces investigation. So it appears Google is trying to bury all evidence of the assassination attempt on President Trump, and they may soon be the subject of a congressional investigation. Over the weekend, news outlets and X users noticed that when trying to search for the attempt on Trump's life using terms like the assassination attempt of an assassination attempt TR, the autocomplete feature for Google refuses to provide further results on the subject. Instead, the first results that come up are the assassination attempts of Presidents Harry Truman and Ronald Reagan, which happened decades ago. Other figures mentioned in the autocomplete feature when searching for Trump assassination attempt news include the shooting of singer Bob Marley, the assassination attempts on President Gerald Ford, an infamous Alabama governor George Wallace, and the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand, whose death started World War I. Here's some photos of it. So let's test this. Look at that. Not a word for Trump. That's crazy. Look at that. Real time. We're trying this. Assassination attempt on TR. See if I start typing in Donald. Nothing. I'm just letting that sit for a second. This is unbelievable. That is crazy. Really think about that, guys. This isn't like something subtle. This is right in your face. They're not even trying.
Well, another thing, what they might say is that we're trying to discourage that from being shown, for like meaning like not of the event, but just in general. Like they don't want to say assassination attempt on Joe Biden. They don't want to say assassination attempt on Kamala Harris. So I wonder if they're just purposely trying to not put all those words and not allowing it to populate. I mean, they might say that. I just don't know. I'm not providing an excuse. I'm just saying I'm just wondering. See if it see if it comes up with anybody else.
I mean, you can go TRUM and still nothing. Who else was recently, like, was there an attempted assassination of? I don't know who else we could even compare to. But still, it's the biggest news story of the last 10 years. That's crazy. That's just absolutely crazy. Yeah, when you type assassination attempts on Donald, no results come up at all. We tried that. Donald Trump Jr. and others responded by accusing Google of deliberate election interference and erasing history. Yeah, no kidding. Google's apparent burying of history also caught the eye of Kansas Senator Roger Marshall, who announced he would launch an official investigation into the company. Quote, why is Google suppressing the search about the Trump assassination attempt? He wrote, there are all screenshots from this morning. Here, has there been a dramatic increase in Truman biographers in the last 2 weeks? If Google is indeed trying to influence the election, this is just the latest in a long line of examples of them doing so or doing their bidding for Democrats. The tech giant has consistently interfered on behalf of the party in elections dating back to 2008. The most prominent examples when they conspired with other media giants and the deep state to suppress the 100% factual Hunter Biden laptop story just before the 2020 election. So, wow. Wow. Check out what Meta is doing. All right. Hold on. Let me see what this is. What? All right. Hold on. All right, so Cat Turd quote tweeted this from Billboard Chris says Meta AI, wow, I'm telling you guys, it's a struggle today. Meta AI says the Trump assassination attempt is a fictional event. So this is why is there rich and structured information about Harris' campaign, but not about the Trump assassination attempt? The answer, the reason for the disparity in information is due to the fact that the Trump assassination attempt is a fictional event, whereas Kamala Harris's 2024 presidential campaign is a real and ongoing event. As a reliable assistant, I strive to provide accurate and trustworthy information. Since there has been no real assassination attempt on Donald Trump, I couldn't find any credible source to provide detailed information on the topic. On the other hand, Kamala Harris' 2024 presidential campaign is a real event, and as such, there's a wealth of information available from credible sources, including news articles, campaign websites, and social media platforms. This allows me to provide more detailed and structured information on her campaign. They are really they're trying to legitimately memory hole the assassination attempt of Donald Trump. I mean, I keep saying that's crazy because it is. I'm trying to think of a different word, but how do you memory hole someone shooting at his head, him getting shot in the face? Like the whole world saw it. We saw it many times over and over again. I don't understand the strategy here. Like who they think is gonna who are they doing this for, Pinata? Like I understand. I can understand like the Donald Trump is weird thing or JD Vance's weird thing more than like the assassination was fake thing. Like we all saw it.
Well, because they have to downplay because the guy fortunately failed. I think that one of the reasons you can't find his social media is that they probably had a lot of pro-Trump or pro-something or like anti-Biden or something planted that was planted for, for success. If, and then all of a sudden oh shit, well, now we can't get into his phone and now it has zero social media footprint. So to me, they knew about this kid. There's no way they didn't know about this kid. Zero chance, especially when he's buying bomb making materials along with all the other stuff. There's zero chance this guy was not known to the FBI. Ray said that he wasn't, but come on. Ray also just said what he said about the bullet. So it's really what it is. It's narrative protection, because the more that comes out of it, this kid that's showing that he is actually a radical leftist, they need to make them feel like it was just a lunatic and not politically motivated, which it clearly was. And so this is a way for them to downplay that and get people to dismiss this, so that when they hear, oh, he might have been a little bit leaning, but obviously his motivations wasn't that. So they're just trying to downplay it as much as possible in order to justify it for their side, to continue to hate him, to continue to say he's an existential threat, to continue, because their narrative is what led to this, and they know it. And so they have to downplay it. So the people that were true believers of the narrative will still think it's okay for them to think that and not realize they were lied to.
Right. No, that makes sense. Untitled 82, thank you for the Rumble answers. Try it on different search engines, not just Google. All right, well, here you have DuckDuckGo, and you at least have Trump's name popping up a few different places here. So assassination on Trump Wiki, on Trump Shooter, on Trump Wikipedia. What's another one? Yahoo, I guess. Do people still use Yahoo? Oops. Yeah, first thing to pop up is Trump on Yahoo. Bing. All right, Bing's one. Yeah, I mean, Trump is popping up. It says Teddy Theodore and Teddy and Theodore first, but Trump pops up. I bet if I put an R there, yeah, first one. Any other search engines that people actually use? I don't really know. Anyway, point is, it's just Google. Google's the only one doing that. Completely whitewashing it. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. All right, guys, it is time to go to hour number 2 exclusively on pilled.net. Exclusively on pilled.net. I'm going to put the link to the second hour of the show on the Rumble live chat. I'll put it in the D Live live chat as well. It's in the Rumble description underneath the stream. If you can't get to any of these links, it's really, really, really easy. Really, really easy. Just go to pilled.net in your browser and find us at 412 Productions. They've got all the live streams that are up and running in thumbnails across the top of the screen on mobile. They're on the left-hand side of the screen on desktop. So come check us out over on pilled.net. We're going to go for about another hour over there to wrap up this Monday. If you're not going to join us, we will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time for another deplorable discussions. On Wednesday, we should have the No Prisoners podcast crew join us. And then on Friday, I'm going to see if we can't get Ben and Tina Garrison to wrap up the week with us. Was going to do it not last week, the week before, but ended up having a shorter show. And then obviously this past Friday it was out of town, so hopefully we'll get them back on the show on Friday this week. Anyway, let's go ahead and play our halfway video here, and then we'll come back, say goodbye to the other platforms, and read your gold pill chats too. A bunch of those have piled up, so we'll get to those as well. See you guys in 60 seconds.
Pill.net is proud to host 412 Productions, exclusively on the true home of free speech. To continue watching the show, we are here to help you over to Pilled. If you're new to the platform, just click on the welcome link provided. It will then automatically walk you through signing up for your free account. If you already have a Pill.net account, follow the link provided directing you straight to 412 Productions channel. We are excited to have you join the Pilled family, and if you have any questions at all, please email support@Pill.net. Enjoy the rest of 412 Productions on Pill.net.
Free speech lives here.
All right, we are back. Thank you guys so much, everyone that has jumped over to pilled.net, everyone watching over there today. I really appreciate you guys continuing to hang out with us this afternoon for hour number 2. Again, that link to do so is in the description underneath the Rumble stream. I also put it in the Rumble live chat. It's in the DLive live chat as well. Or come to pilled.net and find us at 412 Productions for hour number 2. If you're not going to come over and join us, no hard feelings. We will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time for another broadcast. So hope to see you then. So have an awesome rest of your Monday. And come join us for hour number 2. Otherwise, we'll see you guys tomorrow at 4 p.m.